The key design challenges were creating a color scheme, logo and branding, iconography and illustrations, in addition to the major game components. A major aspect of the cyberpunk genre is the use of strong and flashy neon colors, often situated in urban environments, like on streets in a futuristic city. I collected inspiration from existing cyberpunk media and landed on teal and aqua as main colors, supported by various other colors. All these colors work well as accent colors on dark imagery, which is a well-known trope of the genre. The choice of logo and colors is a vital part of the project. The logo needed a bold and strong identity that would be easy to read but at the same time convey the cyberpunk moniker of high-tech and low-life. To combine these aspects, the first wordmark Chicago portrayed the high-tech side with clean lines and an efficient aesthetic, while 2090 is painted with a street art graffiti DIY low-life punk aesthetic. Iconography is used as semantic markers on game components, especially on cards and in the rulebook. There is often a close connection to what the icons are and what they represent. For example, the corporation is represented by an office building. Colors can help give meaning to the signs, as seen here for the card icons, where the blue connotes technology, red connotes conflict, and orange connotes currency. Many variants of icons were explored. Here the top row signs were used as the chosen options. The illustrations are a major part of the project as the main conveyor of the cyberpunk aesthetic. Seen here is the Photoshop workflow process for one of the character concepts, the Enforcer, which is the weapon-savvy mercenary. The street samurai is a popular cyberpunk trope within this character archetype. For my different character designs and overall illustrations, I sourced images from websites such as unsplash.com and colorbox.com. My goal was to design an aesthetic removed from realism and towards something inspired from Grand Theft Auto with bold colors and thicker lines around the shapes. My project attempts to create a board game that is accessible and including for all types of people. One of the strategies to achieve this was to design characters that many could identify with. On most illustrations I added elements to the scene to distinguish them from the source images and further push them towards the cyberpunk aesthetic. Almost every board game of some complexity has some sort of play area that is defined by components such as a game board. My game, like many others, incorporate a game board divided into areas where you can place your game pieces and thereby control more of the available space on the game board. To achieve bonuses in the game, players can move their gang members to different locations on the board such as the street dock or hacker den. Seen here is a prototype I printed out for playtesting. The current game is fully playable but will need rules revisions before it is ready for production. player mat for this game complements the game board and gives the players a better overview of their game pieces. From here they can recruit gang member tokens onto the game board and control their street rep and income tracks, amongst other things. I made several iterations of the design and landed on an ultra-wide design that would fit better on the table between the player and the game board. Shown here are the 5 different types of cards that players normally draw from: common, combat, hacking, manipulation and technology. Managing your hand of cards is essential to gain an advantage over your opponents, and it works as a nice way to tell a story with text and images while the game is moving forward. The illustrations play an important part in conveying that story. The cards are probably the most complex from a graphic design point of view. They combine many of the important elements such as typography, layout, iconography and illustrations into one small surface area. It is extremely important to find a balance between readable text and room enough to fit everything that is needed. Shown here is the rulebook cover and example layout for the content. The rulebook would need to have a nice balance between interior illustrations and text so the content can be easily digested. I have opted for a 2-column layout which fits a suitable number of words inside the column. Callout boxes can be used for special information of particular importance. The cover page features the 4 main character types, which gives the book a colorful and interesting appeal. The game box uses the same idea for the cover as the rulebook. Shown here is the Photoshop process of creating the cover background graphic. Using the 4 main character types emphasizes the various options that potential players of the game can identify with. The box sides are each different, featuring their own character, so players can choose which side they want to display in their bookshelf. The bottom of the box needs to display important information, such as the concept of the game, the look and overview of the contents of the box, and information on how many players, playing time and what age group is suitable.